Are We Nearly There is written by Kate Smiley Ellis. It's a story about a girl named Jen. She's a 17 years old girl who is driving the family car to her grandmother throughout the text. This is her first experience on the motorway, and she is very nervous. To make it worse, she has a obnoxious mother on the other seat beside her who is criticizing her driving while she drives. Her father is completely opposite from her mother. He is sitting in the back seat of the car right next to Jen's younger sister. Her father is very calm and relaxed. As Jen is driving, she's experienced various flashbacks about the previous night, when she got drunk and lost her virginity. Jen remembers that after she and Simon had sex, he started to cry because he discovered that his cat was dead. He held the cold frozen cat in his arms while he cried over it. Then after the flashback, she reached a roundabout at some point, and after the roundabout, she got into a lane with a specific kind of tree that Jen used to like when she was a younger kid. And her mother was driving the car. Then she began to feel sick and she hit the brake to pull the car over. She begins to throw up while her mother is taking the car keys from her. Jen continues to think about what happened last night between her and Simon.
But who is Jen? She's a girl and the main character of the story, and we follow the story from her point of view. She's the eldest daughter of the family that consists of four: her dad, her mom, and her little sister Shelley. She is 17 years old, and she has a bad attitude and appears like a very pessimistic person. Maybe because she feels insecure, and she's also pretty irresponsible. In the text, we found her bad attitude and critical point of view when she is confiding about her dad's driving instructor technique, that is, to fall asleep in the back to show he trusts me. This might be her insecurity due to the fact that it's the first time driving the motorway, so she's pretty nervous. Her insecurity also appears when she says, "I shouldn't have my whole family's lives in my shaky, hungover, no longer virgin hands," which also shows a critical point of view towards herself. And she doesn't want her family to trust her because she's so critical about herself. Her insecurity also shows when she tells that her driving teacher told her that I should blend in with the traffic and everyone else is in the fast lane. But when you drive on the motorway, you should always drive in the slow lane, except if you are overtaking another. She's also insecure about her own liability, where she says that Tony told me if you're still drunk from the night before, they can find the alcohol in your blood. He said they'd ban me from driving if I was caught, but I've been bugging Dad for this motorway experience for so long now I couldn't back out. So she knows that she's very irresponsible by driving on the motorway when she's hungover. As I previously mentioned, she also lost her virginity last night. When Simon, her boyfriend perhaps, says that he loves her, she somehow hides in herself. She tries to lock her feelings up. She tells that he said he loved me, and I said, "Oh," and peeled my stomach away from his. So she does not want to express her feelings. And these examples sums up that she is a very critical person towards them around her, but also about herself. It seems like all of these changes in her life is overwhelming for her and that she is not ready for all these kinds of responsibility.
And now for the structure. The structure of this story is not unusual for a short story. We have a main character in a situation where there's a problem, and this main character tries to solve this problem, but repeatedly fails to do this. Then we have defined attempts. In this story we have a few characters, one event with several minor flashbacks. The flashbacks are about her first sexual experience the day before, where she got drunk and had sex with a guy named Simon. The event in this story is the first time on the motorway.
The point of view in the story is a first-person narrator, so we do not know more than our main character, which means that we don't know what her mother thinks or what she sees on the motorway. The theme and title both point at that the main theme should be puberty. It's about Jen's development from child to adult. In the story, she tells about her first sex experience, and the situation is her first time driving the motorway. Her attitude are something that a lot of teenagers has, especially towards their parents. This attitude, the drinking, her driving, and the sex makes it clear that she's growing up, especially because it's the first time. And there's also symbols in the story and some plots that boosts this theme. As an example, the fact that the situation is on a road means that she's moving forward towards another chapter in her life. That she's the driver also symbolizes how she tries to make it there by herself, but also symbolizes how she doesn't feel ready for all the responsibility when she says that I shouldn't have my whole family's lives in my shaky, hungover, no longer a virgin hands. When her mother takes the keys from Jen, this could be a symbol of her mother acknowledging the fact that Jen isn't all grown up yet and she isn't ready for all the responsibility that you have when you are an adult. The truck that drives in front of them for a long time, this one down here, could be one of the many challenges she has to pass through in this development. She cannot see past the truck because that is the current challenge, and she does not know what kind of challenge that comes afterwards.
At a symbolical level, the title refers to the two experiences that mark the passage to adulthood during the teenage years, learning to drive and the first sexual experience. During the car ride, Jen has flashbacks of the previous night, where she lost her virginity. The title becomes more relevant for teenagers' impatient desire to grow up and become adults, as Jen is neither fully ready to drive on the motorway, nor is she ready to have sex.